Sounds like a plan. And then I can vote via
If you don't do that and you just want to speak, you can just unmute yourself and start speaking.
Sounds good.
And we should be able to hear you, okay?
Yep.
Okay, all systems go. Thank
Got a hearing protection?
It's
Can you hear me?
not just the gavel. Darn it.
Hey, Don, can you hear me?
No.
Oh,
Sorry, Tim. I had to. We can hear you, Tim.
that's a good thing.
Can you hear me, Tim?
What?
Huh? Just checking. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. All right, I'd like to call the administrative committee meeting to order. And the affidavit of posting, the agenda was posted in the county clerk's office, as well as notice was sent to the Daily News, Express News, the radio stations, additional newspapers as well. All right. Roll call, everyone is here with Supervisor Mahalik on Zoom. And if I could have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, then the first agenda item is the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions in regards to the consent agenda? Otherwise, I look for a motion to approve.
So moved?
Supervisor Hartwig, a second? Wait, Tim, do you have something?
No, I'll second.
Okay, Supervisor Mahalik will second. All in favor?
All right.
All right, motion carried. We have a discussion item, the update on the sign installation on county property. All right.
Thank you, Supervisor. So in your agenda packet, there was a one-page report on what the update is on the sign. The short story is obviously the license agreement went through this committee, went to county board, was voted on unanimously by both the committee and the board. Then the sign went to the City of West Bend Plan Commission back on June 1st. They denied the site plan 7-0. So that's where it kind of died. Right now, the sign company has to decide if they want to spend another $300 to go back and take a smaller sign back to the City of West Bend Plan Commission. That was more or less the direction that they were giving. They called it oversized. So they're looking at doing that potentially. They're just trying to feel if they can get enough votes to go from 7-0 to get at least 4 votes to actually get that approved at the city level. I know that earlier today, an email went out to Supervisor Mahalik, County Executive Showman, and myself, and the sign we're looking at any other possible assistance that the county could give to be in front of the City of West Bend's Plan Commission. As you know, it's a completely different entity than the county board. If you're so inclined, certainly anyone on the committee or the chair could certainly either attend those meetings if they do decide to take it back, or write a letter on that effect. Another possibility, the City of West Bend mentioned to the sign potential installer that we might be able to use what's called home rule. That's where the county can actually rezone a portion of its property or all of its property, and then basically put our own zoning requirements on there. Instead of following the City of West Bend zoning requirements, you would then have your own zoning requirements, right? You zone your own land into county land. The county attorneys looked into that. We are quite certain we can do that in a township, and we have done it in a local town before in Washington County. But he's not so certain we can do it in a city or a village right now. So he's looked up the codes today. So we appreciate him looking that up to see if that was a possibility. Right now, he's leaning towards he doesn't think so, but he's certainly willing to, if this committee directs him, so he can look at a little bit further, looking at the state statutes a little further, as well as any case law that might be out there that allows that. But just understand that when you do that and rezone your own property within the city limits, they voted 7-0. That sends a pretty clear message to the City of West Bend. And by zoning it, you'd have to have it's like rezoning in a township or a city or village. You'd have to have a public hearing to do that and whatnot. So that's kind of your options right now. Either A, send a letter of support. You can certainly attend those meetings if they decide to go back, or potentially rezone part or all of a property parcel here to place that sign. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Does anyone have any questions for Scott? I have a quick question, if I may. So in reading the material and everything and what you've just said, do they have any kind of feeling whatsoever in regards to when they say they want it smaller? Like, they just said we want it smaller? That's it, nothing else?
Yes, he was hoping for a little more direction
Okay,
than that, but that's the direction he was given. I should have said, I did include the minutes
Yep.
from that. That's what you probably had read.
Yep.
And he did subsequently meet with staff to see if they had any magical number that might be more palatable to them. But he wasn't given any clear direction of this size sign, I don't believe.
okay.
Maybe I was going to say Mayor Mahalik, Supervisor Mahalik.
That works.
It does. Has any other, I know he was included in the email, and maybe he has other information too to that. effect.
Yes. I started making a comment and I apologize. I didn't realize this system seems to keep muting me. That maybe the Kara just has a little mute button. She can keep but anyway, yes, having read the email, apparently they were looking at a bigger size than what the city of Hartford had, about 400 square feet. I think we have about, it's like, what was it, 257 or something? I don't have the email in front of me, Scott. I don't know if you do. And that's what I was looking at here to try and find the original email so I can quote exactly, but I apologize, I don't have it in front of me. But I would highly recommend that the committee moves forward with the county attorney looking at possibilities, because it is our property. Although we desperately want to work with the city, or I'm sure the company does, and Hartford has really benefited from the sign. And if they go with a size sign that is the same size as the city of Hartford, I mean, then it's an apples to apples comparison. And I think that the company would be willing to do that. So I'm probably going to be reaching out to the mayor of West Bend and see if he has any comments, questions, concerns. It's working wonderfully for us. Please understand that I have absolutely no personal benefit in this. I don't own stock in any company. I don't work for that company or anything, but I do know that we've gotten a lot of positive comments about it. And because it's on city property with Hartford Electric, we get some of the time on it and we use it. And people appreciate the fact that because it's right on Highway 60, that the information that we're passing on through that sign is available to them. They don't necessarily have to go on the internet or read a newspaper. It's just right there. And it costs them nothing. Actually, they make money. So I don't know why West Bend would be against it if they have a perfect model of it that works really well in a neighboring city. So I would encourage us to let our county attorney look at that avenue and then see how we can each individually talk to members of the City Council of West Bend to see if there's anything we can do to convince them it's worth a good look-see. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Thank you, Supervisor Mahalik.
Yeah.
Scott?
Supervisor Mahalik, I did find that email. The City West Bend sign that would be in the City West Bend would be 400 square feet. He said he could reduce it down to 256 square feet, which is the size of the Hartford sign.
Right.
They did actually give a little bit of direction, being 32 square feet, which is basically 4 feet by 8 feet. Smaller than
postage
me, that's
stamp.
above me.
Yeah. At 35, 40 miles an hour, that's a postage stamp. It's like, really, guys? So
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Now, is this something then that goes to the board then at this point as discussion as well, since they've already approved it, or what do we need to do at this point in time with this?
I think what we're looking for is any consent or consensus from this board, from this committee, based on Mr. Mahalik. If you want the county attorney to look into the home rule, as well as believe Mr. Mahalik also stated to contact the City West Bend Plan Commission members. I don't want to speak for him. He can certainly speak for himself.
I'll be reaching out to Mayor Jenkins.
Mayor Jenkins. So that would be our direction, is to, we'll have Brad look at that and we'll bring it back to this committee, his results next month, what he can find.
Okay. All right. Does that sound good to everyone then? As the next
Everybody
step?
nodding heads.
All right.
I see a lot of nodding heads for
Yes.
consensus here.
Super. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Then the next meeting will be Wednesday, August 11th at 4:45 PM. And then I actually need someone to entertain a motion to actually convene into a closed session.